Welcome. I'm setting up Instagram Live right now. Hold on a second. Posting my little message here for you guys. I'm going to try Instagram Live again this week because what happened was last Thursday during my other Instagram Live, I was not able to save the video. Very sad. So I'm going to try it again today and see if I can save this one so I can put it on YouTube and be able to answer questions a little bit more, because last week there were a lot of questions I wasn't able to answer because it deleted before I can even get to them. So thank you for joining. I know today is a little bit of a strange time. I don't know if people are going to be on, but I thought I'd come on and just kind of paint and share with you what I've been up to. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to chime in, let me know. Would love to connect with you. もし日本の方で見ているんでしたら、インスタグラムライブへ来ていただきありがとうございます。先週ライブしたんですが、何かちょっと問題があって、セーブできなく、YouTube のチャンネルに載せられなかったので、今日もう一度チャレンジしてみようと思って、インスタグラムライブに入りました。ぜひもし質問があったら、こちらの方に書いてください。Hi Perry, thanks for joining. Yes, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in. Sorry, and I apologize for the orientation of the camera. I like to put it landscape so that when I put it on YouTube, it'll be nice and full for you guys to see and refer to. Okay, so this weekend I went outdoors to paint. I am very influenced by nature in my artwork, but it was the first time that I actually took the studio outside, and very inspired by other artists, especially Katie Ann Gilmore. If you've seen her artwork, it's really beautiful stuff. But also Heather Day, who does amazing artwork. So they both go outdoors to paint and do their artwork. So I thought I'd give it a shot and see if I like it, and I loved it. So I wanted to share with you what I painted, some of the gear I took with me. It's my first time, so I'm gonna have to kind of try out different versions of taking the studio outdoors, but I think I'm gonna have to do it again. It was really good. Yay! Thanks, Perry. Okay, so let me just share with you some of the stuff I took and some of the things that I painted. Again, they're all really sketches. One of the things I do want to try to work on this year is to really, there's a few things actually that I wanted to try out that I haven't been doing up until this point with my practice. And one of them is to really push the boundaries of my artwork, and I think try to discover and explore and experiment a little bit more things and processes that I haven't done in the past. And it's been really interesting, to be honest. Not every outcome I'm in love with. Some of the stuff that comes out I'm kind of like ooh, but it's all part of the process. You have to kind of work through that to see if there is things that stick, and I've been able to do that, which is really great. So everything I'm going to show you, not everything I love, but I think it's important to share process, and I'm more than happy to be a little bit more vulnerable. I think it's tough for me, but yeah, something that I want to work on as well. So some of the sketchbooks that I took with me this year. Absolutely, thanks. Yeah, I know it's hard. Honestly, I think I've come to a point where I'm pretty comfortable in my own skin for the most part, but when it comes to art and creative expression, I have to admit it's still really, every single time I share artwork, it's still very vulnerable feeling, and I feel very naked almost, as if you're putting all of yourself out there. And so it's not like I'm like, hey, look at my stuff, ba-bam, it's always like, oh, I don't know, is that okay? But I've come to learn that, again, it's important to share what you're working on and to talk about the things that, yeah, it's personal. Exactly. You're on point there, Perry. But yeah, so just feeling really putting myself out there and feeling vulnerable, I think, is important, because that's how we grow as people. And You know, no one's perfect. I always have to tell myself that, and it's a constant reminder, but we're not perfect, and it's okay. And I think that's how people relate. And that's how I relate to other people too. So I want to be real with all of you because I appreciate your presence. So yeah, anyways, enough talking. Let me share with you what I worked on this weekend. So some of the supplies I took with me was gouache. I took some gouache paint. I found out that working outdoors, it needs to quickly dry, and watercolor wasn't drying fast enough. Hi, thanks for joining. Jasmine, or Jasmina? Jasmina? I think it's Jasmine. Thank you for joining. Again, if any of you are joining right now, have any questions, feel free to fill it out down there. More than happy to answer them in a bit. So I took gouache with me. I took, and so gouache was working better than watercolor. Watercolor paints was still taking a little bit too long for me to dry and kind of work through. So gouache was great. And then I took some watercolor pencils and also regular color pencils with me. I took oil pastels. And what else did I take with me? I think those are the supplies I took with me to paint outdoors. And it was really great. They're all mediums that are very versatile in traveling. And I was able to get like different textures and things like that, which was great too. So yeah, just so you know what mediums I'm working with on my sketchbook. So I took different sizes to see what I like working with outdoors. And again, it can change. And I even tried taking individual sheets to see if I would like that. Aloha! Thanks! Good to see you, Brett. Yeah, I'm trying this out again because, you know, last week my Instagram live completely crashed. So here I am again, trying this out. Hopefully I can record this and save it and put it onto YouTube. That's my hopes. Anyways, so I actually took individual sheets with me. I ended up not using any of them. I found out that when I'm working outdoors, I still like things to be clean, you know, especially the surfaces I'm working on. I tend to like to keep them clean, and when they're individual sheets and I was trying to dry them, they were getting a little dirty. So I ended up not doing this method, but who knows, maybe if I go bigger, I might have to use this again. But I did take a few different sketchbook sizes with me, which I really enjoyed, and so I'll kind of share with you. So this is the smallest one I took with me, and if you can tell, it's kind of, I don't know, size of my face. So it's pretty small, and it was really nice to be able to work this size. I kind of liked this size actually. So let me share with you what I painted on here. And I'll be sharing a little bit more up close. Oh, thanks for the hearts, everybody. I'll share more up close on my main feed, but this is just to kind of give you an idea of in general. So this kind of painting whatever was coming through. I paint with energy, so a lot of times it's more, it's not figurative, but it's more based on the senses that I'm getting and the colors and things like that. So yeah, so that's one of them. And then this one is more figurative. I was just kind of painting what I was seeing. Oh, it's getting stuck. So this is kind of what I saw on the ground, and just trying different mediums. I don't know if you can see, but oil pastels and gouaches and different. Hi Jesh, thanks. But yeah, so just kind of trying to test things out here, seeing what's calling out to me. So that's one size, and then I took another one with me, and this one is spiral bound versus the other one, which is like book bound, I guess, if you want to put it that way. So the spiral bound, I wasn't too crazy about. It's a little bit too floppy for me when I was working outdoors, but I still took it with me anyway. Again, it's all about, you know, trial and error for me right now. So I took this guy, and I like that they're all hard covers. I like hardcover sketchbooks versus soft covers. So I took this guy with me, and he's a little bit bigger than the other one. Thanks again for the hearts, everybody. I'm seeing them. Thank you. So here's one that I painted. It's like kind of I don't know if you could tell, it's one of the trees that was in front of me, and the energy coming out of it was just so, I don't know. It's like, have you guys seen Totoro? Miyazaki's film. It was like Totoro's tree. It was so amazing. So I was trying to capture that energy that I was feeling kind of blossoming out of it with the butterflies and all that. So just kind of a painting of a tree energy coming through. Oh, thank you. So sweet. And then here's another one. This one I was really feeling. This was kind of the wind that was blowing, rustling through the trees and the leaves and stuff, and just trying to capture that movement in between the different vegetation in the garden. So again, kind of more abstract, but figuring out how to translate what I was sensing live. You know, a lot of times I paint from like experiences and energy internally, but this is really trying to directly translate what I was sensing at that moment. So it was really fun. I liked it a lot. And it was great being able to work kind of in a smaller format, but you know, I did find myself, because I'm used to going larger, that I would find myself kind of wanting to like go off the page. But it was good. It was really nice to be able to work in this medium. So again, a little bit floppy. For those of you that are thinking of going outside to paint, just, you know, everybody's different. Not to say that this is the way it is, but for me, this was a little bit, I needed, since I wanted to paint like full landscape, yeah, I needed something a little bit more sturdier, but the pages are nice, and I like that a lot. So yeah, so that's that. I don't know if you guys want to see up close. It's oh, can you see? Yeah, it's just a combination of gouache. This is oil pastel right here, and then this is some of that watercolor pencil I was telling you about. So it's really nice. The watercolor pencil is able to kind of withstand some of the water and the paint, but it also is able to blend. So that's kind of what I like about that, using that medium. Okay, so that's that. And then the next size I went up is this. It's more of a regular, I would say a regular notebook size, like sketchbook size. It's portrait, so trying to paint with a different perspective for this guy. Again, hardbound, book binding. I think this is the type that I like. Although I do notice that some book binding, how do you call it, styles, some lay flat and some don't. I do like the ones that lay flat. So I think this guy, it's a moleskin, the binding is, you know, like stitch binding, which lays flat. So this is the one that I really like, this kind of binding and layout when I go outdoors. This guy is a little bit tougher to paint on, although I like that it's book bound, but you see what I mean? It doesn't really lay flat. It kind of does this bendy thing. So this one was a little bit tougher to paint on. Hello, thank you for joining. Konnichiwa. I don't know if you speak Japanese. But yeah, so this one, the paper is toned, and so it's kind of nice to be able to work on toned paper to see how the paints work on it. Again, gouache is not as transparent, so you can really see the colors through this toned paper, which is really nice. Kind of give you guys a close-up. I posted this on the main feed, a closer up of this, which was nice, the textures. And then this is the other one. So this one, it didn't come out too clearly on Instagram, the main feed, but in real life, just to kind of share with you a little bit more, this I was really feeling. It was completely a different way of painting and approaching, and I think this kind of pushed the boundaries for me as far as, I don't know, painting outdoors. It really kind of, you know, it was a new discovery for me. The brush was just, the brush strokes and the way that I was kind of approaching it was different, and I know I would have never been able to capture this if I didn't go outside and I don't know, kind of let myself go. Oh, thank you for the hearts. I guess that's a good thing. But yeah, so I don't know, this was a breakthrough for me for sure. It's not my usual painting style. If any of you are familiar with my usual style, this is not it, but I love it. And I was so thankful to have been able to come to this. This was towards more of like the later half of when I was outside, you know, painting and exploring. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one. Although I wish it came out better. Photographing artwork is pretty tough. But yeah, so that's this guy right here. So I would say if you want, thank you. If you want to try and experience, you know, different, how do I say, like push your boundaries and stuff, sometimes even just changing the paper that you use. I'm usually using white paper, but even getting like a tone paper really helps to change things up. At least it does for me, kind of change the mood. And it really helps to bring out kind of like a new way of approaching something. So definitely check that out. And then the last one I took was this huge one, my huge, I don't know if you can see it, my huge sketchbook here. And I wanted to see how it felt painting outdoors with like a larger format. So this guy, it was nice to take in, but I noticed that it was still tougher for me to paint larger outside, and I think it's something I'm gonna have to figure out logistically, or I don't know, something. But it's definitely not wasn't as comfortable than when I'm painting and sketching indoors. So yeah, so you can kind of see if it's something that you like. The sketchbook itself is fun, but yeah, this is huge. So this is the one I painted, the large one. Oh, can you see it? Landscape. Oops, sorry, my head is in the way. So yeah, I enjoy painting large. It's definitely when I feel the most free. But painting large outdoors did pose some logistical issues for me. So it's something I'm gonna have to revisit again. But this is what I worked on when I was outside, large. And again, this was more about capturing the energy and the wind and kind of the essence of what I was surrounded by, not so much figuratively what I was seeing. So yes, so this is kind of what came out of it, the big guy. And then what else did I take with me? I think that's it. I just kind of tried to take in the environment as much as possible and to really sense what was around me, and I think that really helped out a lot with painting outdoors. Okay, so I'm gonna start doing a little bit more sketching and kind of loosening. Right now I am brainstorming for a new project, and I've done a lot of research, and so I'm just kind of trying to figure out how to approach it, and right now it's the experimental phase for me. So, you know, a lot of kind of sketching and loosening up and seeing the colors, and just trying to figure out how I want to approach it. So if you want to be a part of this, feel free to stay on. Again, if you have any questions after I sketch for a little bit, I'll be sure to scroll through and answer anybody's question if you want. Otherwise, you feel free to just kind of hang out and watch me paint, and yeah, and relax and enjoy. Hopefully it's relaxing for you to watch. I'm gonna turn on some music, so hang in there. I'll be back. I'm still here, just trying to figure out what to play music-wise. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm back. So I'm gonna be painting, and do you guys want to see? Sure. Do you guys want to see what I'm painting while I paint, or you want to just kind of watch me and I'm like talking to you while I'm painting? I don't know if you have an option or a preference, but maybe I'll do both. Okay. So music plays like a pretty big role in my work when I'm working, especially because I do see colors and shapes and sounds. Hurry up. Sorry. I see colors, shapes, and sounds, and so it really helps. And it's actually my background. Before I started painting, I studied music first, so I love it. And yeah. Anyways, I will hurry up. Oh, watch my paint. Okay. Okay. Let me turn it down. Hold on a second. Woo. It's like swaying. Can you guys see okay? Oh, maybe I can go like this. Hold on. I'm gonna try to see if I can get a good angle for you guys to see. Can you see what I'm painting? Let me see if I can get a good angle. Oh, there we go. Okay. Can you guys see? Yes. All right. Let's see my palette. But yeah, so my background's in music before I started painting, and it's I see shapes and colors while I listen to it, so it really is nice to be able to paint with music in the background. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to add them in at the comment section. I'll be sure to reply back after I take a break from painting here. Thank you for all your comments, by the way. I really appreciate it when you guys join in and just kind of be a part of the experience. Yeah, it means a lot to me. Do you guys know the artist Yeye? She's like a Japanese artist, but I really love her music. I don't know, I'll let you know when it plays in the background if it does, but if you haven't checked her out, check her out. She's like multi-talented, plays all of her instruments herself. It's just pretty miraculous, and yeah, it's just some really good stuff. So if you get a chance, check her out. Just kind of came to mind right now while I was painting. Man, when I hear good music, it makes me want to go back and write some stuff. I haven't written any music in so long, but it's hard for me. Doesn't come quite as comfortably and naturally as painting or writing, but I do miss it. I have people who are tuning in right now. What is your choice of creative medium? Do you have anything that you like to do that you feel is natural to you, and then other mediums where you feel kind of like, I would like to do it, but maybe it's not as easy, I don't know. Oops, sorry. And if any of you have any questions in regards to how to approach maybe your artwork, or I don't know, anything, I want to know, and yeah, I'm more than happy to talk about it together. So let me know. It's kind of, I get emails, and I'm always so thankful, and I do respond to all of them, but sometimes it takes me time. But I feel like with Instagram Live, you find that not only yourself but other people have similar questions. So if you have any that I can answer, more than happy to talk about it together. Ooh, so pretty, this color. So right now in my head with the sounds I'm hearing, I'm seeing like triangles and squares and just like a lot of different graphic shapes. I think it's the percussive sounds in the background. But yeah. Da, da, da. Do, 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 do. Oops. Do 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 do. So I'm always so amazed, like we're all connected from all over the world. It's so crazy. Like growing up in high school, I was like one of those people that it was hard to find, I don't know, people who kind of, you feel like you're part of the same world or the same, not the same universe. I mean, we're all one, but you know, sometimes when you feel really, really out of place, like really out of place, that was me in high school. And so now that, you know, there's the internet, and back then, I mean, it's gonna kind of date myself if I say this, but back then it was when internet's just starting up. And now, you know, here we are all connecting together. You know, we all live in different places, but you are able to tune in to people that you resonate with, and you can follow their journey and kind of be a part of the conversation, which I think is just, I don't know, it's pretty miraculous. So I love being able to be a part of this community, and, you know, all of us kind of, you know, I'm not about being like, oh, you know, there's not enough space for everybody. I'm a true believer that we're a community and that we, you know, support one another, and we're all here to, you know, cheer each other on with our own journeys. And so yeah, so I love that, you know, Instagram, like live, for example, like this, we're able to talk and connect, you know, and hopefully it kind of sheds some light into how each and every one of us approaches our work and our own dreams, I think. Yeah, I think that's important. Put some oil pastels in here. Ooh, yeah, some textures. Do, 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 do. Da, 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 da. Chill. Bring that chill in. Do, 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 do. Ba, da, ba, 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 da, bum. Ba, da, da, dum. Ba, ba, dum. Ba, da, da, dum. Colors, yes. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with where we are here in this sketch. Take a break, let it dry. Maybe I'll add to it in a little bit, but I think I'm pretty happy. And while I'm saying that, I'm like adding something here. Okay. Add a few little touches there. All right. You guys see okay? Hold on, I'm gonna kind of turn it so you can see what I'm looking at. There we go. Just to sketch, kind of getting a feel of colors and what I'm wanting here. Let me see if I can, hold on, I'm gonna turn this real quick so I can take a look at everybody. Please excuse the camera moving here. Hi, we're back. Okay. Yay, thank you for watching that. So yeah, kind of to share a little, ooh, is it gonna, hold on, it's gonna drip. I'll soak up some of that paint real quick. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-bum. Okay, so here we go, the sketch. It's kind of fun working in this small size. I like it. Anyways, I'm gonna go back and see if there's any questions, and if there's not, I'm gonna go back to sketching. Thank you all so much for joining. It's really nice to see everybody here. Hold on a second. I'm gonna scroll back. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, so question is Vowel design. Sorry, I'm probably butchering that. I'm really sorry. But the question is, do you pick your colors based on your mood that day or the music that plays while you paint? I think the colors for me is very intuitive. I do some color studies. I don't know if you've seen I have a few postings on Instagram where I'm doing some color studies, but usually it's very intuitive. So I'm not really thinking about color combinations while I'm painting. It's just whatever comes to me, and I'm just kind of combining as it goes. So it's never really predetermined. Only sometimes if oh, hold on. I know I see a go live request. I'm more than happy to bring you on, but give me a second to answer this. Can you submit it one more time after I'm done? Thanks. So the colors is more based on as I'm going, and it's never predetermined unless it is for a commission painting where it's very specific and the client is wanting something a certain color palette. Otherwise, it's very intuitive. Hopefully that answered your question. Sorry, I'm moving this up a little bit. Okay, let me answer a few more questions. Thank you for the hearts. Oh, hi Megan. Gouache and acrylic. Nice. I wish I could use acrylic. I don't know if some of you guys have this issue, but when I use acrylic, I get a really bad headache, and I think it's because I'm really sensitive to chemicals, and so it's very minimal. I know that I even wrote to Golden acrylics, and they were really nice about replying back, but I think there's just something in it that I can't tolerate, and so I have to usually use one of those crazy, those gas masks when I use acrylic. I paint in it once in a while, but yeah, it's just it's a little bit tough for my body. So you want to try songwriting? Oh, West Coast Pro. Yes, you should. Do you write your own songs too? That'd be great. Brett, I'm the lab, writes, I'm in the process of creating a collection of watercolor pieces that incorporate my poetry. That sounds awesome, Brett. I want to see. Show me. I want to see. That'd be really great. Question from Diana Kabui. What is this song? Oh, it's part of a, how do you say, a song mix that someone had created. Let me see if I can see the song title from here. It is, the first song was Sha La 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 by The Pillows, like sleeping pillows. So Sha La 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 by The Pillows. That's the first song that you're listening to. Thanks for the question. From what? Yeah. What song are you playing? So yeah, that was the one. And then I think the second song was, it says it's Once More by, oh, I can't see it. Sorry, my eyes are bad. It says I think it says Nora Reeves or Norma Reeves. But yeah, try checking it out. Okay. So let's see. It is a good place to meet like-minded people and learning from you and everyone here. Yeah, very true. West Coast Pearl. Yes, I love Instagram for that community aspect, that we all can kind of, like-minded souls can come together and we can all connect and talk and just, yeah, I love it. You look like you're having so much fun. I am. Thanks, Brittany. I am. Oh, when I'm in the studio painting, listening to music, I am so happy. I'm really happy. Sometimes if you'll hear me sing along or something, it's just because I'm in a really happy mood. I think it's because I get to kind of be in this my own little world, and I'm sharing it with you guys. But yeah, I'm very happy. Thanks. Oh, thank you so much, Unwanted Elements. I haven't been to Berlin yet, but I do want to go. There's a few places in Europe. Berlin, definitely one of them, but I want to go visit. I haven't seen it yet. Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, I would love to show work there too. That would be so great. Oh, you noticed? Oh, Diana, you noticed the song Before Lamp. Hold on. Yeah, so that's the Once More one. The one by Norma or Nora Reeves. You know what? I'm gonna look at it for you. Hold on. It's on my desk there. Give me a second. Nona Reeves. Nona Reeves. Once More by Nona Reeves. Okay, that's the song. Before Lamp. Check it out. Oh, thanks, Perry. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Yeah, I don't share my process too much. I'm actually a little bit shy having people watch me paint, but I want to share it. So kind of like, yeah, little by little. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, my studio's not huge, but I'm definitely very happy here. And I'm actually in the process of figuring out actually a larger space because I'm growing out of this one a little bit. So a little exciting. I don't know if it'll go through, but if it does, yeah, I'll be sure to share it with you guys. I'm really excited. Oh, thank you so much. West Coast Pearl. So her question is, what's your work about? So my work, generally speaking, is about painting unseen worlds or unseen energies. And so I'm able to see like auras and energies and sounds as colors and all these things that you're... Ooh, paint in my hair. All the things that you're not able to see with the naked eye, I like to kind of bring to life. So generally speaking, that's kind of what my work is about. And also to cultivate moments of peace and harmony and love and all those things that I think not necessarily we're able to get in our everyday. So through my creative process, I like to be able to not only create the space for other people to experience that themselves, but hopefully by doing that, people can start to kind of hear their inner voice and to follow their hearts, to show them, I think, what they want to do and how they can be, you know, a positive force in the world. I hope that answers your question. There's so much more, but that's kind of speaking generally about, yeah, about my work. Okay, let's see. Oh, Porva! Yes! Thank you so much for that reminder. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names. Like I can remember a face really well. Like I'm very visual, but names are so badass. I'm so sorry. But yes, thank you for reminding me. I do remember you for sure. But yeah, thanks for joining. Hi, Adashik. She writes, hi, have you ever used gouache? Yes, I'm actually using it right now. And this, not all of it, but some of it is gouache. So yeah, I'm actually using it right now and I love it. Thanks for your question. Okay, Cassia. Ooh, Cassia, hi. So she writes, how do you come to accepting your paintings as raw and minimal as they are? How did you find your visual voice? I think that it's still an ongoing process. Like I said, there's some days where I'm really in love with the process and what's coming out, and other days I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, what is this? And I'm not happy at all. But I think ultimately at the end of the day, I continue to be, I try to be very respectful of each medium in the sense that I want to love it for what it is and what it's trying to present. And I think visually, I just try to trust my instincts and intuition as much as possible and not get in the way of it. Basically telling myself, you know, I should paint like this, or this, you know, this painting looked great, and so maybe I want to try to do that. You know, I think we all do things, you know, we like reference other people that we enjoy, and I think it's part of learning. But in order for you to really start having your own voice, it's when you can kind of push past your inspirations and start to really almost kind of have your own language or a way of creating. And I think that just takes time, and also continually exploring and expanding your vocabulary of not only the mediums you work in, but what you like to look at, how you can be part of the conversation of art and creativity, and that, you know, in the world, I think is important. So yes, I think all those things included, it really affects what you're creating, the outcome. And so yeah, it's just constantly, I think, being in a position of curiosity and kind of seeing what comes forward and how you feel about it. Do you connect with it? Do you not? And asking questions and things like that. But yeah, minimal is always kind of been the way that I like to express myself, although not all the time, but it is something that I gravitate towards. So yes, hopefully that answers your question. Thank you. Good to see you. Okay. Just kind of scrolling through questions. Similar song moods, you're very... Oh, thank you, Diana. Thank you. That's really sweet. Oh, thank you, West Coast Pro. That's so sweet. Thank you. I'm glad you feel that in my writing. It means a lot. Oh, thank you, Unwanted Elements. Man, all of you guys are so nice. Thank you. I love the word gouache. Sounds like squash. It does. Oh, that's so great. Oh man, thank you for all your questions. Okay, sorry, I'm just kind of scrolling through. So, Leah T. Noten. I'm sorry, I might be saying that wrong, but Leah Noten. Leah Noten. I think that's your name. I hope I'm saying that right. Thanks for your question. So, question is, what's the most unusual or unexpected place you've ever gotten inspiration? I think it's when I pieced together one and one where the world that I was sensing outside of my five senses was actually not just my imagination, but that it exists in reality. So I guess to put it, how do I describe this? So about, well, I mean, ever since I was young, I can always sense energies, but maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, it started to really kind of take shape and form, and I was starting to really understand what I was sensing beyond the five senses. And I'm not talking about like ghosts or anything, although that I can sense spirits, but I can't see them per se. Once in a while I might get a glimpse of it, but it's not like, hey, and it comes out of the shadows or anything like that. But yeah, I think when I was able to translate what I was sensing into like visual, it's almost like, how do I describe this? You know, when people are translating languages and they go from like one language to another, and you might not be able to see what they're translating, but you can hear it. It's kind of like that for me with the energy painting. It's like I can sense these things, but I'm just translating it into a language that is more understandable. So art or poetry or something, writing. It's just another way of translating. It's not the only way, definitely not. But I think that's, for me, the most unusual, unexpected place I found inspiration. But yet it is the driving force of my work. And so I can't imagine approaching it any other way. But it's kind of when the breakthrough happened for me, and I decided to go into painting, was when I put two and two together and I figured that out for myself. Hopefully that answers your question. Thanks. Oh, thank you. Seriously, you guys are so... Thanks. You guys are so nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much. Hi, Corey. If anybody wants to follow someone inspiring and interesting, check out Corey's photography. But not only that, his Instagram stories, lives are pretty fun too. So check him out. Okay. Thank you so much for all your questions. Wow, thank you. Okay, so next question is from Mina Wright, and she writes, are you a full-time artist? I am, thankfully. I'm not like a bajillionaire doing it, but I'm very thankful to be able to be a full-time artist, and I can't imagine doing anything else, really. Artist, very loosely speaking. I wouldn't categorize myself as a certain type of artist, but I definitely can't imagine doing anything else but creative work. And I think I've known that since I was pretty young. And I've tried other things, but it didn't quite work out. My brain's not wired in any other way, I think. And I'm thankful that I have people like you and Also, many others, my family, my husband, who are very supportive. And I know I wouldn't be able to be a full-time artist if it wasn't for their support on all levels. So all of that included, yes, I am full-time. Thanks for your question. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you. All the questions. Hello. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. Okay, Christian, hi. So question is, how did you grow your workshop attendance? Ooh, interesting. So I never thought of teaching, and thank you for the hearts, by the way, everyone. I never really thought about teaching, and I think it's something that I'm not currently. I'm actually taking a break from teaching workshops, but I do like giving talks, and I think teaching is a whole different thing. Like, people are really natural at teaching. I have had professors or or teachers growing up who I really felt like they were meant to teach. I don't know if I'm one of those people. I do enjoy connecting with people, but I think it has to be a certain type of workshop to really feel that flow. And it maybe it's because I'm more of an introvert naturally. I'm not really sure, but anyways, to answer your question, I had the opportunity to start teaching workshops with this LA-based art and a design shop called Poketo. If you guys are interested in some really amazing goods, check them out, poketo.com. But I was friends, and I am friends with the owners, and they hold workshops there through their venue and other venues, and they had invited me to teach many years ago. And so thankfully through them, I had already, they had a built-in fan base. And so I was able to teach a workshop through their fan base and offering. So I've never had to really think about the attendee portion, thankfully. And the only time that I've done workshops on my own is a meditation energy workshop, and then the most recent one, the authentic branding one. And I think that one is, it was hard to get attendees, to be honest. I think that sometimes, if you're not known to do workshops, or that's not your niche market, and people don't know you about it, I think it's difficult. But what helped, I think, to get the attendees is to make sure that you're advertising it, or kind of getting the word out. Advertising sounds so icky, but not in a bad way, I think, but advertising in a sense of getting the word out ahead of time, maybe even 3 months out, 4 months out, start talking about it. And then I think to really gain traction is to try to do it as one of the things that you're known for. So either putting on workshops yourself, or even hosting your own workshops and inviting other artists, and maybe even start to gain partnerships with local spaces that is able to spread the word with you. I think all those things can help to grow your attendee base. And also maybe even what helped with this workshop was, it was nice to be able to get some amazing sponsors that you feel aligned with the workshop and your brand. I think that if you can get all of those things happening, and you do it consistently, and people know that that's what you do, I think that would help to grow your workshop base attendance, I think. But yeah, it takes time. It honestly, it takes time. And I think that starting small is always great. You don't have to do a large workshop to start with, but yeah. And a good one is attending other workshops and seeing, how they build it, what you can learn from it, and kind of take the nuggets of wisdom and apply it to your own workshops, and see if that helps. Thanks for your question. Good to see you on. I'm just kind of reading answers here. Thank you so much, Mina. It took me a while to be a full-time artist, to be honest. I was doing freelance side work for a while, and I've worked odd jobs a lot. I don't want people to think that, just one day, you can completely be full-time, and it's like you're making all this money. It's not like that at all. And I think that and before you can kind of make the leap, you're never really 100% ready, I think, but you have to be at a certain point, I think, where you feel like, okay, I think I really want to kind of do it. And so up until then, it's okay to do different jobs. It's all part of the learning experience. Every odd job I've done, not odd job, but I guess side job I've done, waitressing, I've been a bank teller, I've been a piano teacher, I've been I don't know, so many little jobs here and there. And I think that babysitter, of course, but it's all helped, and it really all does come into play. So yeah, anybody who thinks that they can just kind of suddenly jump, I don't know, I think it's okay to take time and learn other things. It all comes together when the time is right. So okay, thank you all so much for your questions. I'm gonna paint again, and if you have again any other questions, I'm gonna hop back on after I finish doing another sketch. So I'm gonna turn the camera so you guys can watch. Okay, let's see. So let's try using the tone paper. I love this stuff. Okay. And I'll turn the camera down so you guys can see what I'm doing. こんにちは。こんにちは。ありがとうございます。インスタグラムライブ入ってきていただいて。日本今でもまだ朝の6時とかですよね。朝早い。ありがとうございます。Hello. Thank you all for joining. I'm gonna paint a little bit. もし日本語話す方でしたら全然日本語でもインスタグラムライブのコメントのとこに書いていただいたら全然お答えさせていただくのでよろしくお願いします。Again, Japanese speakers, English speakers, any speakers, you're all welcome. I'm gonna start painting again, so let me move the camera real quick so you guys can see. Can you see my paper here? Yes? Okay. Wait, hold on. That looks a little bit hard to see. Let me see. I'm gonna angle it. There we go. Okay. Excuse the mess. Okay. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to hop in. Is this paper good? I'm looking at it right now. Okay. Da, 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 da. I mean, I feel like I continue to try to figure out my own visual language, and sometimes, I don't even know if I'm like, does this feel like it belongs in the same world, I mean, sometimes when you're working, you don't really know for sure, but you just keep doing it, and some days you feel like you're on point, you're like, yeah, it's great. Other days you're like, I don't know, I'm not feeling it, and just keep going. And just keep doing what you love and explore and Hey! Little dog came home. So I know that a lot of people, well, not a lot maybe, but I know some people, are wondering how to make the jump between, doing art and making a living. Like, is that something possible, or, is that only reserved for people who have certain skill sets? I don't believe that. I think that we can all figure out a way to make it happen, but again, I've learned that it's doesn't happen overnight, that's for sure. And also, I'm still learning this, but it's a constant evaluation of like, okay, what's important to me? What do I want in my life? Do I want it bad enough to commit to it? And there's a lot of factors that have to, come into play, that maybe it's gonna take time to build up. For example, financially, it might take some time to like build up that support so that you're able to make the jump, and you might not be making as much as before. Oh yeah, and also, what are you willing to not sacrifice, that's kind of a not the right word, but what are you able to let go of, in order to be able to do what you envision yourself to do? Like, are you able to let go of certain income? Sometimes it's even requires, letting go of a certain type of people you hang out with, because, sometimes, unfortunately, I've had this where people exit your life because you might not be interesting to them anymore in some way. But the funny thing about that is the people that are meant to be in your life will stay or be introduced into your life, and the ones that are not to say that they're not supposed to be in your life anymore, but I feel like it's cycles, and sometimes we meet certain people at certain points in our lives for a certain reason, and then once our journey continues, then we kind of go our separate ways, and we might return back into each other's lives, but maybe it was just for that moment in time that we're supposed to be together, and that's it. So yeah, don't be afraid to to make the jump based on not knowing the future outcome, or like, oh, I'm not really sure if by doing that, the change that it's gonna bring, like, will I be able to handle it or be able to be a part of it? Because yeah, I feel like, again, the things that are meant to be in our lives will be there, and when we need it, and then when we are ready to make the change and new changes happen, and some people or some situations come into our life, and some go of some things, but it's okay. New experiences come into play, new people come into play, and yeah, it's kind of amazing how all of that works together. So okay, let's see here. Can you guys see that? Sorry, I know the angle's not that good. I'm gonna have to work on the angle. Oh, can you see that? Is that better? No, that's worse. Sorry. Okay. And then I want to add, okay, I'm almost done, and then I'm gonna get back on so we can chat some more before I log out for the day, and hopefully I'll be able to put this on YouTube if I can save it. They didn't let me save it last time, so I'm hoping that it can be saved this time around. Oh, one last color. Where did it go? Ah, there we go. I always say like this is the last one. I just realized it never is like that. Okay, there we go. All right, hold on. I'm gonna bring the camera back. I don't know. Oh no, it's only saying I only have 43 seconds left. Okay, I better say bye first. Or yet, I can come back on and answer questions if you want. Hold on a second. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come back on because it's gonna log me off. I'll answer questions. Would you mind coming back on and asking the questions again? I'm so sorry I have to do this, but I don't want to cut you off. もし日本語で質問していただいた人がいましたら、もう一度、今インスタグラムライブあと15秒で出ないといけないので、もう一度入るので、質問をまた書いてもらえますか？ I'm live again. Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna post my comment here. Thank you for joining again. Sorry about having to log off so quickly there. Or yeah, ending my session really quick here. Hold on, I'm gonna pin my question here so that people know what's going on. And then, okay, bam, we're back. So if you have posted a question, hello, thanks for coming back, everybody. So if you posted a question, can you post it again? I'm so sorry, I lost all of the questions. So I'm more than happy to answer them if they come in. And until then, I'm going to share with you what I just painted and then ask your questions and I'll be happy to answer them. Okay, so hold on, I'm gonna tidy up some of the paint here so it doesn't drip. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. Done! Sketch number 2 today. I was feeling the flow from everybody. But yeah, just kind of getting a feel of Chinese New Year's coming up, all that dragon, and well, this year is the coming into the year of the dog. So trying to capture some of that. It's been on my mind recently. So anyways, fiery energy. Okay, I'm gonna start going through some questions so I can answer them. Thank you so much for reposting. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that we're running so late on time. So I'm gonna take a look at the questions with everybody who joined in. Hello. Thank you all for coming back. Okay, so the question from the Artful Atelier is, what kind of paper are you using right now? This one is Strathmore. Here, I can show you. Can you guys see? Oh, it's backwards, huh? I'll read it for you. So it's Strathmore, which is under Mohawk Fine Papers. And this one is the 400 series toned gray mixed media paper. So it's a little bit thicker than your regular sketchbook paper, but I would say it's not as thick as, for example, like watercolor paper. So I would say maybe if you were to use watercolor on this, a little bit's okay, but too much water and I think the paper might get a little crinkly. So like wavy-ish. So but you can try it out. It's really nice paper. It has a nice smooth texture to it. It's not like cold press, but what I love about this paper is that you can see the nice swirly, like how do you say it? It's like paper pulp or something. It's really beautiful. So yeah, definitely check it out if you're interested in toned paper. Okay, leave that there so it dries. I'm gonna take a look at any of your other questions. What kind of paper is it? Okay, so hopefully I answered that question for you, Mina. Ooh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you for the love, everybody. And thank you for everybody signing back on. Yes, brown earth dog. That's right. Yeah. Konnichiwa. ありがとうございます。はい、みんな元気にしてます。Sorry, excuse, I'm gonna be speaking in Japanese for a second here. インスタグラムライブに来ていただき本当にありがとうございます。そうですね、はい、みんな元気にしてます。よくインスタグラムに載られるんですか？私も時々こうして仕事の関係で入ったりしています。日本も今朝早いと思うんですが、見ていただきすごい光栄です。ありがとうございます。Okay, so question is from Cyan or Scene. The huge brush you showed last time, which type is it? Size, thank you, looks fun, big strokes. Oh, this one. You were watching last time. I know that video. I wish I could have kept it. Anyways, this is the big brush that they're referring to. It's my big I would like to say the biggest brush I own. It's a watercolor brush. So it's a 50, sorry it's backwards for you guys, but it's a 50 Da Vinci top acrylic brush. I use these when I do really large paintings. I would say it's not for precision painting, although the tip is really pointy tip. So it does give you some detail work, but again, because it's so big and it's quite heavy, I would say it's more for larger strokes and strokes where you really just want to kind of let loose. And I love it though, it's really nice. But definitely, yeah, can get you some nice like washes and lots of color and lots of mileage out of it. So check it out. I love this brush. Okay, let's see if there's any other questions here. Is that the last one? Okay, I think that's the last one. So if anybody has any other questions before I log off today, please feel free to ask. Yeah, it's a really fun brush. Oh, okay, next question. What's your favorite bigger brush and go-to size? So my go-to brush, I can kind of show you my little stash here. It's a little bit different when I'm painting oils versus painting watercolor. This is my watercolor brush set, and I have an oil brush set. And I use these for gouaches as well. So, but my go-to brush for watercolor is definitely this. Let me see if I can get a better, yeah. So it's this Escoda Perla brush. I don't know if you can see it. These brushes are my, it's kind of like my, I have some my specific brushes, like some of these right here, which are more for like big washes and stuff, but the one that I default to that I really love using are these Escoda brushes, and they're synthetic. And what I love about them is that, you know, you can get a lot of different kind of strokes, and they keep their point really well. I have so many different sizes. Like I have this guy here. This is a 22 Escoda Perla, probably the biggest one that I have of the Escoda Perla line, but I don't know if they make anything bigger. I feel like this is the biggest, but I love this one. It's so good. And then they have smaller sizes as well. And they also have, you know, of course, the bright, flats and other kinds. Otherwise, the other brush that I like using is this silver brush. I think it's a Japanese brush. And this one is a little bit more softer. It's to mimic the squirrel brush, which is a softer brush, and it's just a very mop kind of texture, brush. So you get a lot of paint, a lot of water. And so if you want kind of like these flowy, dreamy, swashy kind of feel to it, then check this out. So another synthetic brush that I really love. You tend to use real hair brushes. I don't know if I have any real hair brushes. And I think that that's just a personal preference. I go through brushes a lot, and I like to be able to use good quality but not super expensive brushes, because I wouldn't want to be sad if I have to, if I end up ruining one or something. But in this sense, I get kind of like the best of both worlds. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay, so thank you for all these questions. Suddenly everybody's asking. This is great. And my go-to size is, if it's a bigger painting, then yeah, it's the 22. The Escoda Perla 22 is my go-to. And then right now for the sketches that I'm doing, it's the 14. Although, I don't know, I might go one bigger and one smaller for this one, just so I have a little bit more variety. But right now, that's the sizes that I'm using. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, question is Aphiaji. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I hope so. How do you choose your colors? So kind of what I shared a little bit earlier, my color choices are, thank you for the hearts, by the way. My color choices are very intuitive, and it's just as I go. I'm kind of, maybe this will kind of show you a little bit better example. Like this is my color palette just for the gouaches, but I'm not really thinking about what color I'm mixing. It's very intuitive and kind of, whatever is coming up in my head or whatever is presenting itself, I just kind of mix it and go. But I do take the time to do color studies, and so I mix colors and kind of see how things mix together, so that when it comes time to intuitive paint, I'm not really thinking about mixing. It's more about, okay, this color's coming up, so like, and then, I'm kind of adding it to the painting. So yeah, I'm not really choosing colors unless it's a commission or a project that I need to be very specific about the palette. Then I would stick to something very specific. Hopefully that answers your question. Thanks. Okay. Question again from Afia G. What paper do you use and what paint? It depends on what medium I'm working on. So right now for gouaches, for example, I am using this one right here. And if you can see, it's the Holbein Artist Gouache. So this is for gouaches. I've been trying these out, which I'm enjoying very much. Other things that I use are for watercolor paints. I use also some Holbein, but mostly I like to use Schminky and M. Graham watercolor paints. Those tend to be my go-tos. And then for oil paints, I use the water-soluble Holbein as well. So I tend to like to use their products. It's really good. I think it's a Japanese product, but I love them very much. And then for paper, for watercolor paper, I like to use Fabriano Artistico paper. It's nice, nice and soft. And then the Canson Moulin du Roi paper. It's nice and creamy. And also the Arches watercolor paper, which I think is like the famous one. It's really nice paper. I would say if I had to rate them differently, the Arches is the more toothier one out of all three. I only use cold press paper. That's just my preference. But you can use hot press or whatever suits you. And I would say the Moulin du Roi is the softest of all three. It's least ridgy, has least amount of ridges. And then the Fabriano is kind of like the in-betweener. So that's like the everyday watercolor paper. Can't go wrong with that one. So hopefully that answers your question. Thanks. Okay, so question from Mina is, have you already tried to make digital painting? No, I have not. And I think that I do have friends who do a lot of digital painting, and I think it's amazing. Personally, I just like the texture of working with physical paints and doing things physically and seeing, I think all of the whole process I really love. And so I haven't been too interested in kind of exploring digital painting, but I might in the future. I'm not saying I won't, but at the moment I think I'm really trying to dive into the physicality, I think, of painting. So hopefully, if the opportunity arises, because my background, actually, I did a little bit of digital design, and so I think I do like the physical aspects of painting. Hopefully that answers your question. Thanks, Mina. Okay, looking through here. Any other questions? Okay, so Marianne Louise, thank you for your question. And they write, the brand is silver for the squirrel-like one. Yes, silver black velvet. I think silver is the brand. I think black velvet is the type of brush it is, the series or the collection. But yeah, I think silver is the company. And yeah, they are made in Japan. I do like a lot of Japanese products. I'm not being biased just because I'm Japanese doesn't mean that it has to be, but yeah, I just like the craftsmanship, I think. But yeah, definitely try them out. It's a good brush. Okay, next question is from Effigy. How to not make them too watery? So I think that one, it's important to have some kind of this is a total like my rag, but I like to keep clean rags and kind of blot them so that if I'm picking up too much water, then I tend to blot a little bit before I paint. Otherwise, another way that you can make sure that you don't have too much water is when you're mixing the paint, just mix pigment and then add water to the mix of the pigment. Don't start with too much water and like slosh it around, because then if it's too watery when you're mixing and you're adding pigment into it, you have to add a lot more paint into the water to make it less watery. I don't know if that makes sense. So make sure you just start with the paint and a little bit of water to get it going, and then you can always add more water to it, but you can't, subtracting out the water is a little bit tougher. So yeah, I would say try that first. Thanks. Of course, no problem, more than happy. Oh, thank you all so much for your very sweet comments. こっちですか？今は、ちょうどお昼の午後の1時45分です。13時45分です。Thank you so much for joining everybody. 見ていただいてありがとうございます。本当に。Good. I'm glad. You should, yes, definitely try painting. I think it'll be great. 日本の方ありがとうございます。最近は習い始めました。筆と紙はどのメーカーがおすすめですか？はい。そうですね。私が使って、水彩画の場合は、いつも使ってるブラシがこれなんですけど、スペインで作られてるエスコーダ・ペルラっていうブランドで本当にお気に入りのブラシです。すごくなんかこう万能っていうか先っぽがこう尖ってるのですごくディーテールも描きやすいこともあり、でも結構筆の部分がこう長いのですごくこうなんていうんですかね大胆に描きたい時もできるのですごくお気に入りのブラシです。そうです。紙の場合は、水彩画でしたらコールドプレスの紙が好きで、普段使ってるのは、そのファブリアノアーティスティコっていう紙か、もしくは、キャンソン・ムランド・ロイっていう紙か、それか皆さんがよく使われている、アーチェズっていうブランドの、紙を普段は使ってます。すごくおすすめです。コールドプレスが一番私の場合はお気に入りなんですけど、ホットプレスとかあとは、ラフプレスもあるのでぜひ使ってみてください。質問ありがとうございます。いつもサポートありがとうございます。I love it. Japanese questions and English questions. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. No, my pleasure. I really like to be as supportive as possible because I receive a lot of support from people all the time, and I ask a lot of questions too, so it's really nice to be able to share if anybody has any questions. Apurva asks, any plans on when your next workshop will be? So I'm not planning on teaching any workshops at the moment. I'm taking a little bit of a break so I can concentrate on my studio practice. But if I do have any workshops, I will definitely be announcing them on my newsletter. And if anybody is curious about the newsletter, I send one out once a month at the beginning of the month, usually on the 1st. And you can sign up on my website, satsukishibuya.com, and then on the corner right you'll see newsletter, so you can click on that, and there'll be a little sign up form. But I don't spam you, it's only once a month, and in there I announce at the very first, people who are on my newsletter find out the very first about workshops, and a lot of times they sell out, and so if you want to be in the know, that would be the best way, and then you can sign up. And any other announcements I have, the newsletter is the best place to know. And also I write a letter in there once a month to subscribers. I only publish it on the newsletter, and it talks about things that I'm interested in at that month, and a little bit more spiritual thoughts and things like that. So if you're interested in that, definitely check it out. Thanks. So Marianne Louise asks, I'm curious what you did as a career job before painting full time. I've done a lot of jobs. And I've done so many that my parents were giving up on me. Actually, they're like, she doesn't know what she wants to do with her life. But right before painting, I was still running a design studio, but I was doing product design and graphic design, and that was kind of my full-time job before painting. And I took a year and a half off because I was really sick, not by choice. And so that's kind of what I was doing, and that's my background. And then before that, I was doing odd jobs here and there, so waitressing and babysitting and bank teller and more waitressing, and I was doing some freelance design work and things like that. So hopefully that answers your question. I did a lot of work, a lot of different kind of work that I thought would never come in handy, but surprisingly everything comes in handy. So I worked at a record label for a while, interned a lot. I've done a lot of things, so yeah. This is not like the end all for me, but I would say yeah, no rush. There's always a way to get to what we all want to do. And I'm still exploring too, so I don't think this is going to be it for me either. Hopefully that answers your question.ありがとうございます。日本語のワークショップ、そうですね。日本でワークショップしたいって前から思っていて、なかなかとそういうチャンスがまだ訪れてないというか、そういうチャンスがないんですが、ぜひもし何かチャンスあったら日本でやりたいと思っています。もうぜひぜひ。ありがとうございます。Yay, high five! I know, graphic design. So that I think that again, so my background's not in painting. I never studied painting formally. I did a little bit when I was younger, but I never went to college for it. My background's in music and graphic design. So I would say, don't let what you learned officially be what you think you have to do, because I feel like it all kind of ties in together, and you can always, I don't know, it all comes into play. It's all coming from the same place. I guess that's what I've learned so far, is that all the creative things that we've done or not, it all comes from us, and so it all ties in together somehow. What's そうですね? It sounds nice. Oh, そうですね in Japanese. そうですね is like, the translation would be like, oh, that's right, or like, that's right, kind of an agreement, but in a proper way. So in Japanese, there's I'm like totally going to something else here. Japanese, there's proper Japanese where you say it to someone that you might not know as well, or in a sign of respect. And then there's more like laid back or everyday Japanese, where it's more for like friends, family, people you know. So そうですね is more of a proper way, and そうだね would be more of like a friend kind of way of saying the same thing. And it's both same in agreement, like, like, yeah, right? Kind of thing. Hopefully that answers your question. ゆうこわさん、こんにちは。おはようございます。お元気ですか？はい、元気です。絵の色違いがどんどん変わっていって、いつも楽しみにしてます。ありがとうございます。毎回イメージするものは違いますか？日本で会えるの楽しみにしてます。ありがとうございます。そうですね。毎回イメージするのは違いますね。で、色もやっぱり変わってきてるの、季節もあるんですが、なんか、感じてるエネルギーとか、自分がこう想像していたりとか感じてるものがやっぱり変わってきてるので、それでなんか色も変わってきてるのかなって自分で思うんですけど、はい、すごくこう、そうですね、毎回、絵の変化を楽しんでいただいて光栄です。ありがとうございます。また本当に会えるの楽しみですね。あやかちゃんとも会いたいし、ありがとうございます。Thank you all for joining. Wow. Like the formal informal language. Yes, exactly. Just like Spanish and French and Italian, the informal. So Japanese has that too, along with Korean, and I think Chinese also has it as well. Yes. Oh, how fun! You're going to Japan. I want to go too. Can I hop in your suitcase? Tips. Let's see. I would say definitely, if you have the opportunity, check out Kyoto. It's like my favorite city in Japan. I mean, Fukuoka is nice too, and Tokyo is always, a great place to go, but Kyoto is like, I don't know, it's amazing. I love it there. Food, the culture, everything. And I would say just be open. If you're a non-Japanese speaker, sticking to the cities tends to be easier, but if you're adventurous and you want to check out the outskirts, the countryside of Japan is just so beautiful, and I think 5 weeks from now it would be pretty good time to go. And also there's these little places, if you're gonna go on train, it's called not train. I mean, if you're gonna be going in car, there's these places called Michi no Eki, which translates to street stations. And what's really cool about it, it's usually kind of in the countryside, but Michi no Eki has, I'm sorry, I'm getting excited. Michi no Eki has local foods made from like farmers and people who live locally, and they might make jams, or you'll get like the freshest vegetables there, but you might find some really interesting food items that you won't be able to get anywhere else because it's made just in that region. So if you do drive, get an opportunity to drive, and you get to see these michino ekis, definitely stop by and check out some fun stuff. Hopefully that helps. Have a good time. It's gonna be so great. You're so lucky. I want to go. Okay. I don't have too much more time. Oh no. I'm going to try to get through questions real quick. Thank you so much, everybody, for asking. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet, West Coast Pearl. Thank you so much. Going to Kyoto. Yes. You will love it. Kyoto has such good food, but definitely try yatsuhashi. It's a very Kyoto thing. And it's like this delicacy. And Ryoanji, go to that temple. So good. The incense there is magical. I can't live without that incense. If you're into incense, go to Ryoanji, get their incense. So good. You can only buy it there. So check it out. Habla español, yo soy de Honduras. Oh, un poco habla español because I studied a little bit, but like un poquito, like poquito español. I want to learn though. Maybe you can teach me. Thank you. Okay, Travis writes, do you recommend any YouTube videos or elsewhere for beginning watercoloring? You know what? Let me think. YouTube. No, I can't think of anything on top of my head. I think that some of the online e-courses are pretty good though. I haven't had a chance to look through a lot of them, but like Craftsy I think has some, and if you search up like watercolor e-course, there's a few websites, but I would say if you can find like maybe even like a local art community center that teaches like watercolor, or I tend to do better with videos and books when it comes to learning new mediums. So you might want to check out, even, you know what, not YouTube, but if you check out some of the websites of those watercolor paint makers, they have sometimes like instructional videos on how to use their watercolor paints. So that might also give you kind of hints to where to look. But keep searching. Sorry, I don't have any recommendations for YouTube that I can think of on the top of my head. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. Sorry. Hopefully you find something though. Okay. Oh, good. I was able to get through all the questions. Yay. So I will be posting this video and the live video before this one on my YouTube channel. You can search for me, Satsuki Shibuya, on YouTube, and I'll come out. Sorry, the URL is like some crazy number and letters, so it'll be hard to find me that way. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest if you're on there as well. YouTube, you can look for me under Satsuki Shibuya on all the platforms. I'm there. On Twitter, I like to share more quotes, inspiration, articles that I'm reading that are inspiring me. Facebook, I tend to post more things like maybe if I take a little trip somewhere related to, for example, I posted photos from this last outing that I did, so you might find more of like my personal life on there a little bit. Instagram, you guys know I'm here. Pinterest is all curated images of things that are catching my attention at the moment. YouTube is right now a lot of this Instagram live video, so if you want to revisit some of the stuff we talked about today, you can look at it there. And of course, my newsletter on the website, you can check that out. Sign up on the newsletter, satsukishibuya.com/newsletter. And if you ever want to get a hold of me directly, the studio email address is hello@satsukishibuya.com. But I have to be honest, I don't get a chance to, I read all the emails, but I don't get a chance to respond that quickly. So I hope you understand. But either way, I definitely want to connect again soon. Thank you all so much for coming on. And again, if there's any questions or comments or anything you want to leave me, please feel free to send it anytime. Otherwise, I hope to see you all soon again. I'm going to try to hop on Instagram Live more often. This is fun. And I love to be able to connect with you. And like I said, I always appreciate your support and the community. I want to give back as much as I can. And because again, many people have been generous with their knowledge and time with me. And so I just feel like it's all part of we're all in this together, and we're all trying to figure out our own journey. I do want to say one thing though before I log off. A lot of people ask me about copying, and a lot of people talk about it, how I feel about it. And I have to say that there's no fear of copying. And on the same token, there's always space for all of us in any capacity that we want to come into a certain industry or a certain segment or niche market or whatever you may want to call it. But I think that it's always important to not be afraid of pursuing what you want to do, because maybe someone else might be doing it, you think might be doing it better. I mean, there's plenty of people that I look at where I see their work and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to like quit tomorrow because it's so good. But I've realized that we all have our own perspectives, and it would be very it would be very dishonoring to our own selves and our own spirit if we don't pursue what it is that if we have enough knowledge to know of what we want to do, because even sometimes that's half the battle. But if there's even an inkling inside of knowing what you want to do, then it's it is I think important for you and us and me and everybody to explore that and to share it with people. And it's not always about making money, but it's about honoring ourselves and the life that we're living. And so that's to say, don't be afraid to do something because you see someone else doing it. It's crippling, I know, and you might feel very disheartened to try, but give it a shot. And I think that you'll be surprised to see that people are always wanting to support. And I think that if you are genuine about it and you feel very strongly about what you believe in and what you want to do, it's worth doing and it's worth pursuing. I really want to put that out there, because there's no reason to not try it. Really, life is too short. And not just that, that's very cliche, but also you owe it to yourself to express yourself in the most truest way possible. And I believe that very strongly. And so hopefully by sharing my process and sharing thoughts and all these things, that it kind of ignites something inside somebody to pursue what they want to do, because it's possible. And if your goal is to make bajillion dollars, maybe not. But if your goal is to live your life to the fullest and to feel satisfaction from it every day, and to know that you're living your life the way that you want to, or have a piece of that in your life, then yes, I would say go for it. Definitely. Okay, I'm done. Thank you so much for joining. Hopefully to see you again soon. Sorry, I kind of do this on the whim, so hopefully y'all kind of join me again on Instagram Live. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful start to your week, and I will see you again soon. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Thank you for the hearts.